How's it going, everyone? I am Darrick Ramos, and welcome back to Wax Wednesday, Episode 2. Today we're in Crestline, California at Mystic Mountain Music Records and Thrift. We're going to go inside, we're going to interview the owner, Steve Taylor, see what he's all about. Then we're going to do a little shopping, take those records back to the studio, and make a beat. It's Wax Wednesday, play the theme.
My name is Steve Taylor and I'm the owner at Mystic Mountain Music. I've been collecting since I was a kid in the 80s. Yeah, I've been collecting pretty much my whole life, and then recently moving up to the mountains, there was a need for a record store. So I just went for it. I had a feeling it would work up here, and it would be good for the people, good for the community, and also would make a little bit of money. We wanted to embrace the hippie ethos and spiritual searcher ethos. I believe that music is it's a powerful tool that can elevate and inspire, and it can help cultivate imagination. So yeah, I just thought it would be a great thing to capture a vibe that I was going for. You know, a mystical aspect of music. Meeting people, turning people on to music that I like, that maybe they wouldn't have heard otherwise, is something that gives me great pleasure and is very rewarding. You know, the idea of curating a space here is something I was stoked about, and we have live shows here occasionally, and we'll be doing more of that. Ultimately, I want to DJ up here. Like I want to cut out a window up here and like have a DJ booth up there. And actually have little dance parties here. It's been good, and we have had people all over the world, China, the UK, and yeah, the local community has been very supportive and enthusiastic. Even though we're in a remote area somewhat, it's still close to so much, and I had a feeling it would be positioned well for catering to various people from around the areas. It's a vibe here. It is a nostalgic setting here with this building. You know, we're in an A-frame cabin storefront. So visually it's, I think, worth visiting. We have a surprisingly well-stocked store here of used and new vinyl. You can find some sleepers here that are just lingering. We're in the fall, kind of deep winter, so we're open 4 days a week, as opposed to summer where we're open at least 5 days a week. So winter hours, Thursday, Friday, are 12 to 6. Saturday and Sunday we're open a little bit earlier, so 11:30 a.m. on Sunday. And then Saturday we close at 6. Sunday we close at 5. And if things continue to grow, we might open on Monday and Tuesday as well.
All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that interview with Steve Taylor. Really cool guy. We really thank him for welcoming us here at Mystic Mountain Music, and now we're gonna do a little bit of digging, so let's go. So actually, Steve, if you don't mind, what sort of stuff could you recommend to us?
Well, right off the top, Merriweather. This is a very underrated psych album. Very heavy-hitting drums. They had this like 16-year-old kid playing guitar that's just like ripping over the whole thing. Very slow, kind of drawn out psych grooves. Not that slow, but it's very hypnotic.
I love this cover.
Yeah, cool kind of 50s throwback. This is Earth and Fire. This is a Dutch prog, which is a pretty big scene for progressive rock as well. These guys, if you know Shocking Blue, who did Venus.
Okay.
I'm Your Venus, I'm Your Fire, Love Desire. It was also covered by Bananarama, big hit in the 60s and then in the 80s. This band went from kind of that sort of like rock sound into more progressive rock. This is probably their most progressive album. Pull that one. Yellow Magic Orchestra, Japanese synth pop, late 70s through early 80s. We got a couple of theirs.
So I think I'm gonna go, might take a look at these two.
Sure.
we're gonna narrow it down basically from our pulls, if that's cool.
Okay, yeah.
And then, you know, take some records back to the store, our studio, and make a beat with. So.
Sure.
So this is a $6 Million Man vinyl. There's actually stories on here. City Heat, Burt Reynolds and Clint Eastwood. Looks crazy. Midnight Express, which is actually a LP that was on my radar a few months ago, like maybe back in 2020. And I was like looking on eBay for Midnight Express, this LP actually, and really pleased to be able to find it here. We're here again with Steve Taylor of Mystic Mountain Music. We're gonna take some of these records that we found, we're gonna give them a spin back at the home studio, see what sort of crazy samples are on them, and then AP250 is gonna cook up a beat. Steve, once again, thank you very much.
My pleasure, thank you so much.
So you guys be sure, come down to Mystic Mountain Music here in Crestline, California. See Steve, he's an awesome guy, geek out about music like we did today. Peace.
Yeah, see you soon, thank you.
I'm Austin Parker. I go by AP250, and I'm going on 12 years now making beats. I'm going to start with the Caldera passages. I recently been using the AJ Hall drum breaks. They're available on his website. I have one he did with Shroom called Hall Breaks, and another one, Slow Burn. They're both good. Slow Burn, he has all the breaks as stems as well. So you don't have to use the whole break, you can use pieces and parts of it as well. I think it's cool that, well, the music parts themselves had like layers to them. It wasn't like a dry sample or like a soloed sample, essentially. There's like character and all the processing that they had done before, mastering and all the grit, and then the sounds of the record itself. So like gives it that depth and definition, which was cool. And then I got lucky enough that there were samples that, I mean, I'm not very good at chopping samples. And so there was like open spots that I felt comfortable taking from, which helped boost my confidence to get through today's session. Okay, well, when I first listened to the Caldera record, I believe the song was Passages from the Caldera record. And it had like a high-pitched string sample in it. And I instantly knew, I was like, I need to incorporate that somehow. Because I already used things like that, like high-pitched pad sounds to kind of help carry the beat through. And then the Yellow Magic Orchestra, it was kind of busy, but they have cool tones and cool breakdowns and rhythms and things. So I took a little snare sound and a bass line sound from them that they had conveniently left open. So that was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Reminds me of like surfer boy music, like Beach Boys in a way. Or like, I don't even know what you call that music. I imagine surfing to it though. It's a sampling session, right? So I wanted to make sure that the samples were what the music was, and it didn't get hidden or anything. So as I was moving forward, I want to make sure that they spoke for themselves and that they carried their weight, so I didn't have to layer them too much. And pretty much the only musical thing I layered into it that wasn't from these is I used the xylophone and one like a brass one hit. Otherwise, all the music pretty much came from the records. which was cool. That's the one I want. See, sometimes this thing is working, sometimes it's not. Can I record it is the question. Cool. Alright, so we do get to use it. I want like a little vocal sound. Like a little, Alright, and I'm going to run that through. A couple months ago I picked up the Strymon Valante. It does like tape delay and stereo and studio delays. It's doing the echo on this. I'm going to put a beat tag on the beginning of it. I've been running the same beat tag for a while. I had a friend one time just say a bunch of random stuff, and I chopped them all up into one beat tag, and it sounds like this.
Yo, AP, wake up! Yo, AP, wake up!
Kind of like that. Alright, I think I'm going to add some shaker to this as well. So we'll set this up to record. Let's have a mic right here, kind of set up at all times. Just for this more than anything. I feel like I fell off time a little bit, but I can always fix that. What do they say? We'll fix it in post. Going into today, hoping all morning that there was going to be some like cold samples, you know? And there was, so I felt like I got to deliver the kind of beat I wanted to today. The whole process has been fun. Being in vinyl shops has always been something that's cool to me. And now listening to records with the idea of sampling and not just enjoying the music is also cool. Like listening with an analytical ear. And if the record's good enough, if it comes out, somebody will pay for the clearance, I assume. Yeah. You know? So yeah, I probably will start doing it more in the future.